Hi everyone, welcome back to Actual English. I'm Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 378 and it's time for Winter Wonderland 3. Let's talk about delicious treats. So the subtopic is favorite Korean winter treats. Now we are trying to, talk about things related to the winter season, just right for this season, right? So today let's talk about treats that people most enjoy during the winter. You know what I miss the most? I remember when I was maybe in elementary school, even up until middle and high school, I think there were many people, vendors on the streets selling roasted chestnuts and sweet potatoes. But they're very hard to find these days. Occasionally, you will see trucks and street vendors selling roasted chestnuts, but it's not easy to come by. You know, they're not easy to find compared to years and years ago. Definitely, sweet potatoes. They're hard to find on the streets. I really miss them. They were so good back then. Yeah, you would go out in the freezing cold winter and buy a bag of sweet potatoes, roasted sweet potatoes, take them home and eat them at home. Yeah, it was fun and delicious. Anyhow, we can talk about these treats that people enjoy in the winter season. So if you are ready, be all ears and take a listen to today's actual talk conversation.
Winter treats in Korea, Korean street food. I'm a big fan of hot dog. I got addicted to those.
Yeah.
You like them?
I love it. That's something that I stay a bit away from because once I get started, it's tough to stop.
Oh, same here. I was putting 2 or 3 away a day and getting freebies off the Ajuma as well. Fantastic. What else?
I love that they're available everywhere, but at the same time, that's dangerous. I don't remember the Korean name, but I love the fish bread with the bean paste. Red bean paste is
that's
amazing.
Nice. Yes.
And in Canada, I never would have considered that would have been a dessert, but it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love tteokbokki if I'm in the mood. It's super spicy though, so it really warms you up.
I love that as well. I got addicted to that for a while, but then I overloaded on a pure gluttony and then I couldn't eat it for ages. I was sick. What about hodo guacha? Have you ever tried? They look like kind of pastry type things, shaped like a walnut with red bean inside.
Oh, wait, yes.
They are amazing. Yeah. And the smell of them just seduces me all the time.
Oh, I know. It's one of my favorite things about walking down the street here. And those trucks are everywhere, so they're just terrific. In Canada, we don't have that.
Nor in Ireland, no.
It's too cold.
Yeah, we've street trucks, but I mean, you're taking your life in your hands by eating from them. They can be dangerous. You get food poisoning, or fish and chips maybe.
Fish and chips. We have hot dogs late at night, but in targeted places. It's not the same. It's not like, that Christmas Carol walking down roasted chestnuts on the fire.
Yes.
I love the chestnuts on the street here.
Sure. But here they have seafood. Yeah, the great seafood.
Not for me.
Kimmari 오징어. Oh.
I'll leave that to you, and I'm going to stick with my hot dog.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's mashiseo, right?
All right, that was a conversation between Gareth and Kelly. Now, they seem to enjoy lots of different types of Korean treats that are especially enjoyed in the winter season. My favorite, I can't stop thinking about these delicious treats. Another one of my favorites would have to be hottag. They're so good in the winter season, right? Okay, think about what your favorite treats in the winter, people can enjoy as we take a look at today's actual talk conversation. Okay, here we go. First of all, Gareth says, winter treats in Korea. Treats. Today we're talking about delicious snacks, for example. Korean street food. So he's being more specific. Winter treats in Korea. Korean street food. And he says, I'm a big fan of hottag. Here we go. I am a huge fan of hottag as well. Okay, and he says, I got addicted to those. You like them? So he's talking about hottag. I got addicted to hottag. I got hooked on hottag. meaning he loves them. And he asks, you like them? Do you like 호떡? Do you like them? Kelly says, I love it. She could have also said, I love them. That's something that I stay a bit away from. Okay, stay away from something means keep a distance. But here she's talking about food, okay? She's talking about 호떡. If you say that you try to stay away from a type of food, such as 호떡, you're saying that you try not to eat as much of it. Okay, so she says, that's something that I stay a bit away from because once I get started, meaning once I start eating them, it's tough to stop, meaning it's tough to stop eating them. Tough here means what? We've gone over tough many, many, many times. Tough, meaning difficult. Okay, so she's saying 호떡 is so delicious. She loves them, but she tries to stay away from them, okay? Because once she starts eating them, she can't stop. Okay, once I get started, it's tough to stop. It's difficult to stop eating them. Oh, same here, Gareth says. I was putting 2 or 3 away a day. Okay, put away. Okay, he was putting 2 or 3 away a day. What is he saying? Put away in this case, put away means to eat. Okay, consume means to eat or drink excessively, quickly. Okay, so if you something, you are putting away with it. So he says, I was putting 2 or 3 away a day, meaning I was eating 2 or 3 호떡s a day. Now you have an idea, okay? And getting freebies off the 아줌마 as well. What is a freebie? Now, with an S here, it's used in the plural form, but a freebie, F-R-E-E-B-I-E, or often used in the plural form as you see freebies. We're talking about free stuff, okay? Things that you get or things that are given to you without a charge or a cost. Okay, something that's given to you for free. So he's saying getting freebies off the 아줌마, meaning the 아줌마 giving me free 호떡 as well. Okay, and he says fantastic. What else? Meaning, what else is there when it comes to winter treats? Kelly says, I love that they're available everywhere. She's still talking about 호떡. They are available everywhere, meaning 호떡 is easy to find. Okay, they are sold everywhere. You can find them everywhere. She's emphasizing how it's very commonly seen. But at the same time, that's dangerous. Why is she saying that it's dangerous? Well, for many different reasons, I guess. She wasn't really specific about why it's dangerous, but perhaps because, let's say, if it's fattening, it can be dangerous because if you eat too much of it or too many of something, you could gain weight. Maybe if something is, I don't know, I guess it's usually just, I guess, because people are worried about gaining weight. Okay, let's think that way. So she's saying they're easy to find. They're available everywhere, but at the same time, that's dangerous. Why? Because if you eat too much of it, too many hotdogs, you can gain weight. Okay? Geez, I don't remember the Korean name, but I love the fish bread. Okay, now she's talking about another type of treat or a snack. Fish bread with red bean paste. What's red bean paste? Red bean. Okay, we're talking about 팥, red bean paste, or red beans inside. We're talking about 붕어빵, fish bread, okay, with red beans inside or red bean paste inside. Oh, that's nice, Gareth agrees. It's amazing. Now, in Canada, she talks about Canada. I never would have considered that that would have been a dessert. So she's talking about how things such as 붕어빵 or fish bread, how it probably wouldn't have been thought of as a type of dessert in Canada. But it's awesome, it's great, it's delicious. I love tteokbokki. Here's another one. Now she talks about tteokbokki. If I'm in the mood. Now, just by taking a look at this part of the sentence, she said, if I'm in the mood. She's telling us that she enjoys eating tteokbokki, but not all the time. It's not or her most favorite snack, but it's perhaps something that she enjoys eating from time to time, okay? If she is in the mood, if she feels like eating tteokbokki. It's super spicy, so it really warms you up. If you eat something that's hot or spicy, yeah, it warms you up, meaning it makes you feel warm, right? Okay, that's what she's saying. And then Gareth says, I got addicted to that for a while. That meaning tteokbokki. But then I overloaded on it, pure gluttony. Let's take a look at this part of the sentence. Overload and also gluttony. Okay. He says, I got addicted to that for a while. So for some time, I really enjoyed eating tteokbokki. He ate too much tteokbokki for some time. And he says, I overloaded on it. Okay, overload in this case means to eat too much of something. Eat excessively, to overeat, okay? Eat too much of something. So he's saying that he ate too much tteokbokki, pure gluttony. Gluttony is a word that is used to describe, I guess, greediness, right? If you're especially greedy when it comes to eating food, that is called gluttony, okay? So he's saying he got so greedy. He wanted to eat all the tteokbokki he could that he overloaded on it. He overate tteokbokki. Perhaps he got sick. He says, and then I couldn't eat it for ages. For ages meaning for a very long time. Why? I was sick, he says. Moving on, what about 호두과자, he says. That's another type of snack. Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried 호두과자? They look like kind of pastry type things. So they look like pastry, shaped like a walnut with red bean inside. This is a great way to describe 호두과자. Okay, so we're talking about this Korean treat. And if you want to explain to someone what 호두과자 is, you can say that it is a type of bread or type of pastry that is shaped like, in the shape of a walnut. That's shaped like a walnut, which is hodu, right? Okay, with what inside? With red bean inside. Okay, or with red bean as the filling is another way of putting it. Now you know how to describe 호두과자. Moving on. Oh, wait, she says. Yes, they are amazing, and the smell of them just seduces me all the time. So he's talking about how delicious it smells, the 호두과자. It seduces me all the time, meaning it makes me want to eat it all the time. It says to me, eat me, eat me. The 호두과자 talks to him, okay, seducing him. Eat me, buy me, okay? All right, moving on. I know, she says, it's one of my favorite things about walking down the street here. So, she likes to walk down the street in Korea. Why? Because she finds trucks everywhere. Those trucks are everywhere. Trucks, street vendors perhaps. So they're just terrific. In Canada, we don't have that. So once again, she's making a comparison. In Canada, they don't have these trucks. Okay, now, what did Gareth say? He said, nor in Ireland, meaning in Ireland, we don't have trucks either, okay? Nor, negative, right? So he's taking it in the negative form and saying, nor do we have trucks in Ireland. Nor in Ireland, meaning we don't have trucks in Ireland either. We have street trucks, okay? But, he says, you're taking your life in your hands. Take one's life in one's hands by eating from them. What is he saying? Okay. Let's take a look at this. We have street trucks. So he's talking about street trucks in Ireland, trucks where they sell snacks, for example. But he says You're taking your life in your hands by eating from them. Take one's life in one's hands means to do something extremely dangerous. So he's saying, well, you would probably be more proper, but he says, if you eat from those trucks, if you buy food from those trucks, well, you're doing something extremely dangerous. You're taking your life in your hands. Why? Because you can get food poisoning. Aha, here we go. You can get food poisoning if you eat food from these trucks. Okay, and then he says fish and chips maybe. Okay, this is another type of treat they can enjoy, perhaps. Fish and chips. We have hot dogs late at night. So she's talking about hot dogs that people usually eat in Canada, but it's not the same. It's not like that Christmas carol. Walking down roasted chestnuts on the fire. So she brings up a Christmas carol for some reason, but anyhow, she's talking about roasted chestnuts that are sold on the street or on the streets here. As I mentioned, yes, roasted chestnuts sold on the streets at street vendors are very good, okay? They're delicious treats you'll find in Korea. Moving on, Garrett says, sure, but here they have seafood. Seafood? Great seafood. Kelly says, not for me. You might have wondered, what does she mean by not for me all of a sudden? I guess she's saying that she is not a big fan of seafood, but she says, not for me. And Garrett says, 김말이, 오징어. Ooh, he loves these treats. Now Kelly says, I'll leave that to you, and I'm going to stick with my hotdog. Here we go. Stick with something, remember? She's just going to enjoy her hotdog and not try anything else. And she says, yeah, I think it's 맛있어요, right? That is true. 맛있어요. These Korean treats are delicious. 정말 맛있어요. Okay, job well done. Let's take a listen one more time.
Winter treats in Korea. Korean street food. I'm a big fan of hot dog. I got addicted to those.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I love it. That's something that I stay a bit away from because once I get started, it's tough to stop.
Oh, same here. I was putting 2 or 3 away a day and getting freebies off the Ajuma as well. Fantastic. What else?
I love that they're available everywhere, but at the same time, that's dangerous. I don't remember the Korean name, but I love the fish bread with the bean paste. Red bean paste is amazing.
Nice. Yes.
And in Canada, I never would have considered that would have been a dessert, but it's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love tteokbokki if I'm in the mood. It's super spicy though, so it really warms you up.
I love that as well. I got addicted to that for a while, but then I overloaded on a pure gluttony and then I couldn't eat it for ages. I was sick. What about hodo gwacha? Have you ever tried? They look like kind of pastry type things, shaped like a walnut with red bean inside.
Oh, wait, yes.
They are amazing. Yeah. And the smell of them just seduces me all the time.
Oh, I know. It's one of my favorite things about walking down the street here. And those trucks are everywhere, so they're just terrific. In Canada, we don't have that.
Nor in Ireland, no.
It's too cold.
Yeah, we've street trucks, but I mean, you're taking your life in your hands by eating from them. They can be dangerous. You get food poisoning, or fish and chips maybe.
Fish and chips. We have hot dogs late at night, but in targeted places. It's not the same. It's not like, that Christmas carol walking down roasted chestnuts on the fire.
Yes.
I love the chestnuts on the street here.
Sure. But here they have seafood. Yeah, the great seafood.
Don't like, not for me.
김말이, 오징어. Oh.
I'll leave that to you, and I'm going to stick with my hot dog.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's 맛있어요, right?
Welcome back, everyone. Let's now take you to our next segment, actual expressions. We've got a couple vocab words for you and 2 phrases or patterns to take a look at. So here we go with tough, first of all. Tough. In today's actual talk conversation, it meant that something was demanding hard, difficult, okay, severe. What about freebie? It was used in the plural form as freebies. Stress goes on the first syllable. Freebie, freebie. It's like a gift because it's something that is given to you for free, without a charge, without cost. It's given you for free. at no cost. So complimentary is another synonym. Giveaway, another good one. What about overload? Here we go. Stress goes right here on load. Overload. Overload means burden, even overwhelm. Sure, but what did it mean in today's actual talk conversation? Since we were talking about food, if you say that you overloaded on something, you're saying that you ate too much of it. Okay, overload. Overeat is another synonym. What about gluttony? Here we go. Stress goes on the first syllable. Gluttony. Gluttony. 여기 끊어주세요. It's gluttony. Overeating, overindulgence. We're talking about excessive eating or drinking. Okay. Moving on to our first pattern. Put something away. We had Gareth talking about, I think he was talking about 호떡. He would put away 2 or 3 hot dogs a day. So put away from today's actual talk meant to eat. Okay, usually to eat very quickly. So here is a sample sentence. Did Emma put the last piece of cake away again? You could also say, did Emma put away the last piece of cake again? But the idea is to remember that put away, put something away means to, since we're talking about food, eat. Just eat away. Did she finish the last piece of cake again? Did she eat the last piece of cake again? Is the question we're asking. Okay, moving on to take one's life in one's hands. We're saying to take a risk, a very dangerous risk. So here's a sample question, a sample sentence. UFC fighters, now these people are taking their life in their hands every time they walk into that cage. We're talking about that UFC cage, okay, that fighting cage. This is what I feel every single time. Although I do enjoy watching, UFC, I sit there on Sundays, usually in the morning hours or early afternoon, and I think to myself, gosh, these guys are taking their life in their hands, meaning they're really taking a dangerous risk because they could get killed, they could get severely injured. So remember, to take one's life in one's own hands means to take a very dangerous risk. Please do keep that in mind, and job well done, everyone.
I've always regarded Korea to be an extraordinarily great place for hearty winter food, which is close to my heart because I'm English and I think we do the stodgy food really well too. The difference here is there's loads of places you can get food, just, street stalls, markets and things like that. And there's nothing better than a really cold winter's day, and they are really cold in Korea, to get some really decent food. I particularly am a fan of the stews here. I love a bit of jjigae, and I think it's really great to be able to have those hot, spicy broths in wintertime. In the UK, we love roasts, so I guess in wintertime we love cooking a good old roast, and it can be a chicken roast, a beef or pork, but we love using the oven, which they don't do here. Either way, I think both countries are pretty good at dealing with the winter weather.
Now it's time for actual story. Did you listen carefully? Okay, today we had Eugene helping us out. That is Eugene B from the UK. And he talks about Korean treats as well as delicious treats or snacks he used to enjoy back home, or the ones he misses, I guess, from back home. Let's take a look together. He says, I've always regarded Korea to be an extraordinarily great place. Okay, for what? For hearty winter food. Hearty means what? It can mean full or even very healthy at times. So he's saying that he's always been a fan of Korea, especially when it comes to winter food or winter treats, hearty foods. He mentioned something about stodgy food. We do. He's talking about back in his home country. I think we do the stodgy food really well as well. Moving on, I particularly am a fan of. let's see, a fan of that pattern. The stews here. So he's talking about the stews that he enjoys here in Korea. I think he's mentioned something about doenjangjjigae, right? So he likes the stews more than the soups. There is a difference between soup and stew. Usually we differentiate the two by the thickness of the broth, I guess. Soups tend to be more liquidy and stews are usually thicker. Okay, so he likes the Korean stews. And finally, he says either way, I think both countries, the UK and Korea, are pretty good at dealing with the winter weather. To deal with. Especially, I guess they deal with winter weather with delicious foods. Very healthy foods, hearty foods. Okay, let's take a listen one more time.
I've always regarded Korea to be an extraordinarily great place for hearty winter food, which is close to my heart because I'm English and I think we do the stodgy food really well too. The difference here is there's loads of places you can get food, just, street stalls, markets and things like that. And there's nothing better than a really cold winter's day, and they are really cold in Korea, to get some really decent food. I particularly am a fan of the stews here. I love a bit of jjigae, and I think it's really great to be able to have those hot, spicy broths in wintertime. In the UK, we love roasts, so I guess in wintertime we love cooking a good old roast, and it can be a chicken roast, a beef or pork, but we love using the oven, which they don't do here. Either way, I think both countries are pretty good at dealing with the winter weather.
Today we talked about delicious treats that you can enjoy in Korea. Of course, all year round there are delicious dishes to try, but we specifically talked about treats to enjoy in the winter season. It's interesting to, hear, our foreign friends or expats like Gareth and Kelly, even Eugene, telling us about their favorite Korean treats. They seem to love food. Not only Koreans love food, but people around the world love good food. Korea is the place to come for really good food. Now, when it comes to the winter season, and you're talking about winter treats, winter snacks, or winter foods, you can definitely talk about hearty foods, filling foods, or just light snacks or light treats you can enjoy, such as street food. Now, towards the end of today's lesson, in today's actual story, Eugene talked a bit about the kinds of foods he enjoys back home in the UK and the kinds of foods he enjoys in Korea. He mentioned the word stodgy, okay? I forgot to mention this, but stodgy foods. He's talking about really, I guess, heavy foods, okay? We're not talking about light soups, but things like stews, okay? Really heavy food, that's stodgy food. So he seems to like really heavy, stodgy, healthy, hearty foods, such as stews. And even there were also roasted pork. A good old roast, he says. Anyhow, it's important to keep yourself healthy by eating good foods, especially in the winter. So I hope that you are enjoying your winter treats here in Korea. Okay, next time I'll join you with a different category, different topic. We're going to move on to the lost hurrah. You're going to have to join us to find out what that means. Okay, in the meantime, come to our homepage, everyone. Come on over to www.ebse.co.kr. Look for Actual English with Jennifer. And as always, feel more than free to post up your comments, questions, and feedback on our message board. Okay, make sure you have a good treat tonight, and I'll have to catch you again next time. Until then, take care and bye for now.